So why did you set up the gym?
I set up the gym to cater for those students at school who have an interest in being healthy and being active. They come here at lunch times and they work away on their fitness and do lots of things that are good, healthy activities. So I set it up to cater for those students who have those interests.
And what has their response been to it?
Oh, the response has been fantastic. We have lots of students who come up here every day and they use the facility, they look after it, they respect it. So yeah, the response has been really, really good. They love it.
Have you noticed that it is a distinct subculture of people who go and lift weights?
There are a distinct group of students that come up every day, and there are other students that just come in on a few days and go, and we don't see them again for a while. But certainly there is a core group that absolutely love it, and they come every day. And I think that they would be lost if they didn't actually get the opportunity to come here every day. So yes, there is a group here that's a real core group, and that's becoming part of what is their life.
Students at Centenary have identified lifters as a subculture. Do you believe that teenagers who go to the gym see themselves as belonging to this subculture?
I don't know whether they see themselves as specifically belonging to that subculture. Some of them might. Someone would think that they're probably part of the sports culture, not necessarily a weight culture or weight training culture.
Is there a common age where people start lifting weights?
Usually it's in the later years of high school as guys start to see other guys around them growing, getting stronger, especially if they're athletes, they want to have that competitive edge. So yeah, I'd say year 10, year 11 definitely.
Have you noticed that any of them are a bit obsessive over lifting weights?
Some of them are a little obsessive. They like to come up here and make sure that they get their fix of doing weights every day. So, but that's fine. That's what we encourage students to come up here and develop good, healthy habits. And some of them have certainly developed that habit and probably can't do without it now.
If they've come from the right foundation, then it's not a problem at all. So you really want to train from a base, training through your abdominals, your stabilising muscles first before you start lifting heavy weights. If that doesn't happen, then there's potential injury through the growth plates.
Those who just want to get buff, do they make up a large demographic of the teenage weightlifting?
I would think that they probably would. There's obviously a group of teenage sportsmen who want to get strong, they want to be better than their competitors. So that would be another reason. But yeah, the schoolies buff is a fairly big culture from what I've heard.
What is the schoolies buff?
About a couple of months before schoolies, the year 12s start hitting the gym really hard, whether they've been doing that previously or whether they start doing it. It's just so that they look good when they get to schoolies.
I think they're great. I really appreciate and respect that they come up here and do it. I really like the fact that they take the opportunity to come and do something that's healthy and active in their lunch times rather than sit around doing nothing. So I'm very proud of them, and I think that they're a great group of kids. They come up, they look after the gym, they respect it, they do well up here. So yeah, I'm very proud of them, very happy.
So do you try and influence any students at the school to become more physically active?
I hope so. That's what I'd like to think that I'm doing as a PE teacher. I like to set a good example and highlight to the students the benefits and the importance of being fit and healthy and active and leading a lifestyle that is an active and healthy lifestyle.
I definitely recommend that they see someone who's professionally qualified in the industry, a personal trainer who knows about training adolescents as well. Not every personal trainer would have that information. So making sure that they just build from the right place. So rather than just getting information off the internet, see someone who actually is qualified and is going to give them the right advice and train them properly.
So going from a punk background, which is not exactly the most mainstream, to a Christian one, there are similarities between these two subcultures, yes?
Yes. The thing is, they're all both of those things are fighting for rights, equal rights for people. As a faith, a Christian, and my faith is based on having everyone is equal. And one of the things that Christian doctrine says is we look after the people who can't look after themselves. We look after the poor. We look after the disenfranchised. We look after people who were widowed and all that sort of stuff. And in a punk situation, the argument was the rich kept getting richer, the poor kept getting poorer, and there was nobody was given the poor a chance. And that's where the similarities are. We've got to look after the people who can't look after themselves.
So, with the more, punk is traditionally a more radical upbringing to a fairly straight-edged Christian. Do you believe that subculture you belong to earlier in life can affect how you are later in life?
Well, it's the foundations of what I believe. My faith in that is developed from that initial sort of ideas. Social justice has always been in me, and I found that the outlet for social justice was the punk movement. Now, as I got older, I'm probably too old to be a punk. I'm losing my hair, so I can't spike it anymore. So I probably find the Christian avenues and some of the way the Christian churches are focusing on social justice. So that's where I've sort of done it. But my basic foundation was caused by the punk movement originally.
Would you care to explain your definition of social justice? Social
justice is making it equal. Everyone's got a right to have what they want, and if they haven't, it's as a society we're supposed to help them to achieve that. If everyone's got a right to have an education, everyone's got a right to have food, everyone's got a right to live in a good house, everyone's got a right to go to have education and go to school. So it's up to us as a society and a community to provide that, and so that's what my idea of social justice. If that person can't do it, we've got to help them provide it, or help provide it for them and give it to them. And I don't think handouts are a big thing. I think educating the people to be able to do it themselves is really important, and that's how I operate here in the school.
Why are some of these reasons these people join these subcultures and become act out?
That's exactly why. People join subcultures because they want to belong somewhere, all right? You think about your lifestyle, and I don't know what type of music you like, and most people who like hip-hop become drawn into it because it's a similar like to other people, so they all join in and congregate together. The most maniac lot of people I've ever heard of, ever been involved with, are heavy metal people. They are absolute freaks because they are drawn into this strange music. I have no idea what it means, but they belong to each other. They love each other. They care for each other in a nice way. When I say love, I don't mean the passion. I mean they care for each other. They think they're secure. They're safe. That's why people join subcultures, because they have belonging. And sometimes we find subcultures are formed because people are pushed out, are isolated from society overall.